Good evening to my gentle viewing audience. I come to you tonight black. Well, I mean, I'm always black, but this time everything you see is black, or else maybe I'll put a picture up. I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do until I do it. It's probably kind of like Cincinnati police officer Kevin Brown. He did not go to work as a security guard at Kroger's intending to tase an 11-year-old child. There's no premeditation there. He didn't know what he was going to do until he did it. And I'd like to know whether or not you think what he did was wrong. Well, what did he do, you're wondering? Well, he did this.
Tasing somebody, a child, for shoplifting? Come on. That's ridiculous.
Shoppers at this Kroger on Kennard Avenue want to know why a police officer would taser an 11-year-old girl.
Yeah, that's sad. You know, she hungry, she's stealing.
Cincinnati police say the girl was shoplifting, non-compliant, and resisting arrest. When she attempted to run off, an officer deployed a taser, hitting her in the back.
She's not robbing a bank. She's not endangering anybody. She's a child. And what are they taking from the store? That's my whole point. Was it food? Was it candy? How do you know she wasn't hungry? How do you know they're not struggling?
City Councilman Jeff Pastor says even without knowing exactly what happened, the situation is difficult to understand.
We're still waiting on, bits and pieces of information, but I can see no reason. I have a 12-year-old daughter, but I can see no reason why an 11-year-old child would be tasered, given the circumstances for shoplifting.
Cincinnati police say the officer, who was working a detail, followed its use of force taser policy, and per the policy, officers should avoid using the taser on individuals under the age of 7 or over the age of 70.
I would like to confer with police officers to see why that policy is in place. I'm not in the business of criticizing the policy. However, a 7-year-old kid, being eligible for use of force by taser, it probably shocked me, probably shocks most Cincinnatians.
Shit, there you go. You heard from other people what he did. I will tell you what I heard he did. And that's pretty much the same damn thing as what you just heard. Working at the Kroger's. Now, he is a police officer in the city of Cincinnati. And apparently in serving as a security guard for Walmart, that's some kind of extended off-duty police activity type of shit. So that even though he was not working in his capacity as a police officer, his activities were still tied to his duties as a police officer, and he still had to operate within the restrictions of police department policy. And well, they said he violated about 7 of them motherfuckers while working as a security guard. That's fucked up. You see, I actually don't think he did a damn thing wrong. He was out there protecting Kroger's assets and trying to protect the black community at the same time. You don't believe me? Let's hear the words directly from Kevin Brown's mouth. Have a listen.
Come on, let's go.
Moments after shocking 11-year-old Denisha Gowdy with a taser, Officer Kevin Brown escorts her back into this Kroger store where she and 2 other juveniles stole more than $50 in food and clothing.
Sweetheart, the last thing I want to do is tase you like that. When I say stop, you stop. You know you caught. Just stop. That hurt my heart to do that to you.
Showing his concern, Brown stays with Denisha to keep her calm while the fire department removes the barbs from her back.
Okay, that's right. Just relax. Just relax.
It's police protocol to review every use of force incident. Based on the department's internal review, Brown's first policy violation was not warning Denisha about the taser.
Then I got to listen to all these idiots out here in the parking lot tell me how I was wrong for tasing you. You broke the law. And you fled. as I tried to apprehend you.
The use of force review also says Brown did not turn on his body camera in time and expressed a prejudice concerning race.
You know what, sweetheart? This is why there aren't any grocery stores in the black community, because of all this going on.
A year and a half ago, Brown was reprimanded for using a homophobic slur also heard on his body camera. Police Chief Elliot Isaac has not yet said what disciplinary action Brown could face for this recent incident, but is open to updating the department's use of force policy.
I believe we may make some changes, some tweaks, but I believe overall we have a very solid policy.
There you go. Let me get some hydration on before I get my commentating on. Okay. You should have heard the way he talked to her, unless you're deaf. And if you are, the video I put up should have captions on it. So you should have read what he said to her. He talked to her so lovingly after the shit that she did. You know, called her sweetheart, I believe. Said that it broke his heart to have to tase her like that. And I felt the emotion coming from him. He wasn't fucking around. He was serious with her. I really didn't want to do this shit, but you didn't leave me any choice. And so he did. I mean, that was heartfelt. That touched me. The motherfucker didn't even tase me. Yet you have people saying that what he did was wrong. He shouldn't have tased her. She was 11 years old. But better for him to tase her at 11 than for some police officer, cop, or pig to shoot her when she's 22. The lessons you learn when you're young will form the foundation for your older years, if your ass lives to be older. And that's what people fail to realize. Especially Donna Gowdy. That's Gowdy. Now, apparently she gave an interview to local news outlets, including NBC. I looked for that shit for a little while, like about 2 or 3 minutes. But I really didn't want to insult you by having you sit there and listen to something stupid. Give me a moment. I'm telepromptering, but since I've gone dark, I don't want to just have that shit be silent. Okay, let's see. Gowdy. All right, so Gowdy. I believe it's right here. Here. In interviews with the news outlets last month, because this shit happened like August 6th, Donisha, see, she's already on her way to being a nig. Donesha, whatever, Donesha, Gowdy, and her mother, Donna. Now, Donna acknowledged that Donisha had taken items from the store, I believe it was $53.81 worth of stuff, but explained that using a taser was an inappropriate response to the situation. Quote, "If you can't run, then you need to get off the police force. If you can't handle an 11-year-old child, then you really need to get off the police force. You here to protect these kids." Unquote. Donisha Gowdy will grow up to be a nig. Her is what I'm saying. Her name, the activity she's already engaging in, and that piece of shit that is in the household with her. I'm not saying raising her, because if you were raising her, Donisha wouldn't have been in that store stealing shit. And Officer Brown is trying to nip it in the bud, because Donna is too stupid to even try to raise a child. If that sounds harsh, so what? The truth can hurt. I stole more than one time, but I got caught one time. And they called my mother. Now, my mother didn't care about, release him from jail and, got to make sure the charges are dropped. Why'd you even touch him? No. She came into that security office because they had me waiting in the security office because they didn't call the police. Your mom gonna come get you and shit. She came in that door and slapped the shit out of me. She slapped me and I jumped up on the desk like, she was Spider-Man or something. That just hit me with one of them comic book blows, because ain't no way in the world where you could slap someone hard enough that their body falls up on the desk. I was probably about 14 or 15. But they had to come get her off of me for whipping my ass from stealing shit. Then I was still put on punishment. And right afterwards, as she got me from the store though, she took me to my dad's house because they were divorced. So she took me to my dad's house and told him what happened and told him to talk to me, to deal with this. And I guess she thought he was going to fuck me up. But instead, we had some fried chicken and mashed potatoes. I forget what the hell the vegetable was. Watched a little TV, and he just was like, yeah, don't be stealing shit, because stealing is wrong. Don't be doing that shit no more. End of story. In this story, let's see. Danesha got tased. Then she was released. Then they dropped charges against her. And then she gets to sit back and watch as they vilify the police officer who was acting as a surrogate father and trying to give her advice that would hopefully save her life, or at least have her live a more productive life later on. The man was also, Officer Kevin Brown, was also criticized. One of those 7 policy violations had to do with making a prejudiced comment. The comment he made is not prejudice, it's factual. And that was the comment as it relates to this is why they don't have stores in black communities. Let me get a little hydration. It'll be black, it'll be silent, maybe you can hear me gulping or something. Being black and having black friends and black acquaintances and just talking to black people, particularly those in those low-income areas, we have said the exact same motherfucking thing. I guess it's just like, oh, well, no, because that didn't even qualify. I was about to say, if a black person says the N-word to another black person, that's okay. But if a white person says it, then that's not. But in this case, you have that black father figure saying to that little girl the same shit that me and my friends would talk about back in the day. There are generally no stores like your Kroger's, which apparently had closed several stores in black communities out there in Ohio. There's no Kroger's out there because motherfuckers be stealing, and then they have to take that loss. And for stores, I think their profit margin is fairly slim. Like 3-4%. And so if you're stealing shit, then now we down to 1%, 0.5%. It's not worth it for us to have those stores down there. And then black people want to complain about, oh, I don't have any money. Because first, I'm not getting paid as much as the white man. The white man making more. And then I have to pay like $3 for a loaf of bread when at the regular store it costs $1.50. Now you can get a 40 ounce for $1, but you gotta pay $3 for some fucking bread because you're getting it at the corner store. And that's due to the fact that chain stores like Kroger's are wary of your thieving black ass. So he wasn't wrong in what he said. He was telling the truth and dropping that knowledge. Yet, that's against department policy. So to wrap it up, because what? Oh, well, shit. It's probably about 18 minutes. But to wrap it up, this is what is wrong with the black community. Now, hold on. Let me get one last shot of hydration. One last shot. You have Denisha stealing shit from a store. You have her mother acknowledging that she stole from the store, but instead of dealing with that primary fact, that's the proximate cause of her daughter being tasered or stun gunned or whatever. The proximate cause is your daughter was out there stealing. The proper response should be, I'm going to whoop her ass, and I want to thank that police officer. I want to thank Officer Kevin Brown for helping to discipline my child. Oh, better for her to be tasered at 11 than shot at 20. And maybe with this can help me teach her, if Donna had enough sense, help me teach her that she's on the wrong path and help to get her on that straight and narrow. Then maybe the police department might have been kinder to Officer Kevin Brown, realizing that the mother approved of his activities. Because he's still under, the investigation's over with, and now it's up to the chief to determine what disciplinary action he's going to take. Oh, and I did forget though. Because Donna, with her stupid ass, had the nerve to say, if you can't run, get off the police force. Instead of making that statement, Donna should have said something along the lines of, this is why so many black youth or black people are shot by police. They run when they get caught. They run when they're about to get caught is more appropriate. So they know they're wanted, they know the police want to bring them in, talk to them or whatever, and they take off running. This type of stupidity must stop. It's not that, why'd the innocent black person get shot? Why'd the guilty black person get shot? Why'd the accused black person get shot? They said stop, you stop. If you stop, they won't shoot you with a gun, they won't shoot you with a taser, they won't shoot your ass at all. They'll slap some cuffs on you for your safety and theirs, mostly for your safety. And then do what needs to be done. Stupidity in the black community is what's killing the black community. That's it, that's all. Fuck it. I need to polish off this hydration and take my black ass to sleep. I'm out.